Welcome to today's video. This week we are going out of the normal. We are going to do something that we are not doing in the collection. Normally in the collection we review watches, if they are new watches, if they are watches that we think are our favorite, any collection from the Casio, the Fossil. But this week's video is just to show you what comes with part of the collection. So this is also a series that we will do. We will do showing what are the essentials of a collector, any collector, whether you're a big time collector, small time collector. There are things that you should have just to ease in your work with the collection. Of course, there are so many elements regarding a watch collection. There are issues to do with storage. There are issues to do with how you maybe clean your watches, how you prevent them from getting dust, how you make sure that their mechanical issues are functioning well, how you maintain the leather, so many dynamics. But today I just want to touch on the simple subject of just having a simple kit that can make your life a bit easier as a collector. So in front of me I have two pieces of kits. As you see, there's this sort of package here. I'll show you what is inside, and then there's this tool. So I decided to start with this tool. I'll just tell you quickly what this tool does. As you can see, roughly this is a leather puncher, or should I say a tool that is used to make holes in leather. This is mainly, I use this, generally it fits all the descriptions of any leather product you have. Could be a belt, could be a bag, anything, any leather product you have that you like to punch holes in it. Now for me, I try and use this when I'm changing straps on my watches, especially the leather straps, because some of these straps you buy, let's say you buy them off site, you don't know how the strap looks like. It's not a customized, it's a general strap. You'll need to adjust the holes to be able to fit your wrist size and whatnot. So I've been having this tool even before mainly I started doing my own repairs on the watches and whatnot. So this tool serves as the one I use to make holes in my leather. So it has different kinds of spokes. So these spokes just dictate the size. As you can see, each spoke has its own unique size, but for my watches I usually go with this size of spoke. The camera will show it as a bit bigger, but this suits well any type of leather that I'm dealing with, and any type of hole, any type of strap, the size and whatnot that I want to make a hole. This is usually the perfect size. I think it's standard size of all the leather watches I have, because every time I get a leather watch that I need to adjust my strap size, I usually go for this tool. So basically it's locked in one place. This is a locking mechanism. You can obviously choose to expand, but I prefer it the way it is like that because of the tension. So that locks it in place, and then basically you can switch to adjust clockwise, the anti-clockwise, which spoke you would want to have on the base of the puncher. This is the base of the puncher. So let's say you want to make a punch in your leather watch, you just put the leather strap against this backdrop, then you hold it down, then it will make a popping sound, and then that's it. It's as simple as that. And over time these blades will be blunt, but I don't use them more often, so I think they have served me quite well. I've never had a problem with them. All the holes I've made, be it on the belts, be it on the watches themselves, comes out so nicely. So this is just, I thought, as an essential. It could be for any other purpose. You could use it for your belts or whatever, but for me, if you want to avoid the situation where you've bought a watch, then you have to take it to somebody to maybe adjust the strap size for you, you could buy some of these things. They're cheap off the market. I think they don't go above maybe $10 as a max. I think even lower than that. But basically they serve, and it's a good relief for your watches, if in case you want to change your own strap, which I will show you again. Kits in from this kit I will show you how to change the straps, or what tools I use to change my own strap, be it adjusting the stainless steel strap, or could be the leather straps, or any other type of strap. I have everything in this part. So this is an essential tool for any watch collector or any gentleman per se, because I mean, you have belts, you have something that you like to punch here and there, be in your leather collection. So this is an essential tool you should have. So moving on to this bag. So this bag, I bought it purposefully for my watches, because everything that is here suits my watches quite nicely. Now I was shopping for two versions. This is called a 147 kit tool, and the one that I wanted to buy is a 149 toolkit. I will put the pictures in the video for you to see. But basically, I wanted the one with the leather because I thought that was very classy. It had, I don't know if there's any difference of the parts that one had as compared to this, and why they call it a 147 part, I really don't know, but I suppose it's because of the parts that are inside here. And majorly the parts that make it a 147 is the springs that you put on the wrist that attach the strap to the watch. So those are they are provided for them plenty in different sizes. Basically, that's what I think counts the numbers, either 147 or 149. But I missed out on the 149 because immediately I was told it ran out of stock. Now this is how it's presented. So we have the major tools. We have one, two. We have this. This is a separate major tool, and then this is also another major tool. Of course, we have something like a mini knife here. This is also, I'll show you what it does. We have a mini hammer. This is a mini hammer. One side is plastic, one side is metallic. It's a bit heavy for its size, but believe me, it serves its purpose. Of course, we have the forceps. I don't know if this is the forceps. This is just for picking and making sure you get your things precise. I'll just pop it out. This is how it looks like with the plastic sheath at the end. But basically, there are tools that I've used here, there are tools that I've not used here totally. And as I mentioned, we have this kind of springs that you put, that you want to, when you're adjusting or you're changing your watch strap, or you have a damaged springs. These are the ones that I use to replace. I have plenty of them. I've never really used much of them, but I think it came with a package. We also have this. This is a small package that I've never really opened because I've never found use for it. But basically, these are mini screwdrivers or mini pins, and they also serve a purpose. I will show you. And then we have this tool here. This has screws that I've pointed, I think. That's how I'll describe it, but also it has a purpose. It fits into this machine. I will show you. So basically, in essence, this toolbox has all you need to do a little bit of work on your watches on your own without really consulting. I'll open it fully so that you see, without consulting a technician, because in most of the things you do in a watch, maybe let's say you're changing a battery, maybe you're trying to just adjust the strap, you're trying to clean, you can really do most of those things. I know the technicians know better, but even as an owner of maybe let's say a vehicle at home, you have a jack, you have a pressure kit, essentials here and there that you can use while the technical problems are taken to the technical people. So basically, this is the tool that we are going to review today. So first of all, I will start with the easier ones. There is a forceps, as I mentioned. This is just for picking, especially when you're dealing with the micro objects. Maybe you want to change a battery here and there. Maybe simple stuff just fits in the kit. I've used it many a times. It's even bent on the end. Just shows you how much brutality it has gone through. The second one that I would like to go through is the hammer. So this one is a very simple tool to use. This I basically use to hammer the pins in when you're changing a watch, a stainless steel strap. I'll show you. For example, with a watch. So it has two sides, the metallic side and the plastic side. This is what I use most of the times. As you can see, it's worn out. So when you're locking in the joints of a stainless steel strap, when you've already put in the pin, so you want to just put it flush and pin it down. You just hammer it slowly, and I mean it does the work. It has worked for me for a very long time. So I was saying, this is for example a stainless steel strap watch. So the pins to adjust your straps are always, these are the holes for the pins, and they're adjusted with an arrow here. You can see on the inside, I don't know if it's clear, there is an arrow that shows you where you remove your pins from. So it's pointing this direction. So when you have the tool, you put your tool here, then the spring the pin pops out the other side, you do your adjustment, take it back. So when you're taking it back is when I use the hammer to just hammer it and make it flat, just lightly, because it's plastic, it doesn't damage your watch. But that is one of the tools that I have. Of course, as I mentioned, these are the springs for the watch. I know if I remove one, you'll understand what I'm saying. So this is what goes between your strap and your watch, and basically it could be stainless steel, it could be leather, but basically if I show you a watch, so this is one that is in this joint. So they vary in sizes. Like this is not meant for this watch. You can see clearly that it is a bigger size for this. So I have several that fit in every other watch. It could also lock in this. The pin comes at this end and the 2 points that of the strap that attach to the watch. And obviously every watch varies. Every watch comes with a different locking mechanism at the strap level. So on this one, the one that I have, the watch that I have is a Timex. This has an easier way of unlocking. This is as an unlocking tool. You just push this and then the strap will come out. But the other ones that I have, like this one, it relies on the spring system. Again, you have to find a way of popping it out. There's a tool for that also. So basically, that is also another essential that you should have as a collector, because these are things that you need on a daily basis. Sometimes your springs get worn out when you're putting in your watch, when you're tightening your straps, it pops out. Ruins your day if you don't have this, but if you have this, you just remove your tool, fix it, you have your watch on your strap again. Another small tool is this. This is a mini knife. This is just used for popping the lids for watches that are like these ones that have this type of locking mechanism. So there's always somewhere that is designated to pop in your knife. I will just try and find one. So mine is here just to demonstrate. So you just hold it against the watch. If it's not too tight, then you pop it out. That is how easily it's done. So wherever the place is designated, you just hold it and then unlatch, and then the lid will come off. That is how you used to unlock. However, each watch has its own back case and how it functions. For example, in this type of watch, let me just open for you to see. In this type of watch, you can see this has locking points. So it means you have to unscrew. It's a screw on lid. So this one has a tool for itself. You can't use a tool like this one to open this. It will never work because it's a screw on. This just works for the normal place on lids that you just press and they clamp on. But this one has a tool, and the tool that we are about to see next is the one that is used to open this kind of watches that you see have this sort of groovings. These ones that you now have to hold a tool to be able to open. So I know of people who use the forceps to open, but it takes a lot of strength and a lot of effort to do that. So they will just lock in one side, then extend it to another side, and then try to unlock. For me, that's a lot of work, and yet there's a very simple tool to do that. So the tool to do that, this is the tool. Let me just unlatch it. This is the tool. So it's a very complicated tool, but yet a very simple tool to use. So the watch is always held. Once I attach the screws, you'll understand. But basically, this is a tool. It adjusts in two ways. So one of the ways it adjusts by screwing out. So it will move this section. This tool will remain constant. So it will move this section just to create enough diameter here where you'll place your watches. These are meant to protect the watches so that it finds a base to lie on. So this is where you screw back in to be able to create that circumference that you need for the watch. It's a manual process. And then there's also another adjusting screw here that now pulls the two ends together, as you can see. Let me remove this film. So you see they are coming closer, as you can see. So that's where they end, but you can also move them out to be able to now adjust where you're, depending on the watch size and what fits. So the screw on point is both at it can be accessed from the back and the front. Makes your work a bit easier, but it's very simple tool. This is grooved just to be able to enhance your grip. It's made of stainless steel. Now, the reason why I put this little box here, this plastic box, this also came with the toolbox. So this is carrying now whatever goes into this part, and I will demonstrate. So you have to find whatever suits your watch. So like these screws, as I said, have extended tips.
So you will just screw on towards this into these black places or placeholders, and then you find they have different tips, but basically you find the ones that are uniform. I'll just try to work faster and demonstrate to you, and then we'll screw on the third. So they basically fit 3. So these 3 are enough to open your watch. Is it taking long to tie this? But you get the point. This is where now you adjust you put your tools in. So it looks like this with the tools on. So these tips are what now will attach to the groove. So you will choose the point you want to attach that will make. So then you adjust, you move this to be able to now fit the diameter of your watch. Once you find a locking spot on the other end, you can also adjust this one to be able now to have a holder towards the end. Let me just try and adjust so that it clamps on, and then you can see how it works. So that is there, suited on, and then you can now tighten up. Sorry, it's taking a bit long, but basically you get the point. This is where now, after it holds your watch properly, you just twist it. It comes out easily, like you don't even have any effort. The same way goes for tightening it. You just find placeholders and you tighten. So this is another tool that we have in the collection, and it's used to open the back cases of such watches. And remember, you have to be very careful with opening watches, because watches have what we call, especially water resistant watches, have the rubber sealant. So you have to know how to place the sealant back. If you want to change your sealant, you can do that, but make sure you're opening for the purposes of if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, please always consult a technician, because watches are very delicate items, and before you know it, you'll mess something up that will render your watch not repairable. You break something that is very delicate. So mine I use especially when I want to clean my watches, when I just want to see that everything is running nicely. This is when I open my watches, or when I'm changing a battery, which is very easy. You just know your battery number, and you also have to know which battery type you're picking, because batteries have copies. You have to know the good type batteries and whatnot. So that's another toolkit. I will move to another toolkit. So the one that I've used more in the toolbox, let me just unlatch it. Before I go to the one that I've used more, there's this one, which I've never used. But again, this is just for popping out the lid. Serves the same purpose as the small knife I showed you. I prefer the knife. Never really used this one. I prefer the knife because it gives me a wider space of working. And the knife is not really, the blade is not really sharp. So it's blunt at the end, towards the end. So it just makes your work easy. But this serves the same purpose of popping the lids out, especially when you want to check your watches from the back and whatnot. So this one still lives in its case. Never really used it, but I know it will find a use when this is damaged. But I use this most of the times because it's easier for me to be able to use that. So for this tool, these tools are always held down by rubber straps. I'll show you the rubber straps. But basically, this is the tool. So this is the best tool that I have in the collection. Why it's best is because it's used to adjust my stainless steel strap watches. So you can use it 2 ways. So one of the ways is you usually find the spot where your watch is supposed to be adjusted. For example, this watch, as I told you, it has arrows that are pointing towards a certain end. So you find them and then you place them towards that arrow. Then you will find the point. The camera is not clear. You'll find the point and then you just screw in this tool. And once it's tightened and you screw it, the pin will pop from this side, makes your life easier. You unlatch you remove your pin, you unlatch your watch if you're adjusting the strap, then back on. And if you don't want to do that, again, they have given you a provision of just putting your watch into that groove. There is a hole. There are 3 holes this side. They serve a purpose. So you just find out where your pin is, adjust it towards the hole that you want. Now, for this, you don't use this same tool. Now you'll go to the pins. So these, just find the pins. These are the pins. So you will just use now the hammer. You put your pin in like that, where it is, and then now you use the hammer. You just hammer it slowly, then the pin will pop out from the other side. But basically, these are tools I enjoy using all the time, especially when I'm adjusting my
my stainless steel straps. Simple tool like this one, a plastic tool. Of course, this can come off. This is the simple mechanism. The pin at the end. The pin is quite strong because it bends and comes back to its normal position. I've overused this one. I think I need to look for another one. But basically, it serves the purpose quite well. And then another tool I have not really used, which is this tool. Again, this tool is quite different from the other one. This is also one that is just a clamp. It is a clamping tool to hold your watch down in case you want to do now some work on it. Maybe you want to clean it. This is where you put your watch. This adjusts. So as you can see, it opens up. When you close it, it tightens up and just makes your life a bit easier. You hold your watch, whatever you want to do, work with. This is just a clamp to be able to, maybe you hold, if you want to brush your watch at the back, clean it, anything you want to do, this is the clamp to just hold your watch in place as you do some work on it. And then obviously there are pins here. Now these pins, I really like this one now. It's not really a screw, it's a pin on the end, and then it has a split end on this side. I suppose this is now for removing the, for example, you want to remove the pin from the end. This is what you use to get to the pin and then just pop it off. This end, but the other end, never really used it because it's just a pin which I have several pieces of them in different lengths and different sizes. As you can see, the remaining ones here are the pins. Now, not all of them are pins. Like this is a screwdriver. This is a flat screwdriver. This is for opening watches that have the screws at the back. I have a few watches that have screws at the back. This is what I use to open the watches. But basically, that is my kit. It's called the 147 kit. I will put the images in case you want to buy. They're available. Mostly they are sold. It's a Chinese product. They're available anywhere. There are different versions, but basically just know what you're buying. So they are held by these rubber straps. Of course, it looks nice that the pins. Let me just move this out of the way. The pins lie on these sheets. Now on the middle also, and then the end holds the big tools. But basically when you lock it, it's a tool that you can move around with. It's very light, but holds, as you can see, it holds a lot of things that can really help you clean your watches here and there. Of course, there are more now tools that I have, especially now regarding, which I'll do another series regarding maintaining of watches. Like, of course, this blower. This is just to blow your watch and make sure there's no dust in it. There are brushes specifically meant for watches that are light at the end, that cannot cause a lot of damage to your watches and whatnot. So each of them serve its purpose. But for today, I just wanted to take you through the normal tools that I use to run the collection, but I enjoy this tool more, and also this is another favorite of my tool that I use a lot. Before we forget, it's a tradition of this channel to be able to show you what we are addressing today. Let me just open it. So today this is what we have. This is a Seiko 5 Sport. You can just have a look at it. This is what we're wearing today. It's a very, very, very pretty watch. Very, very good watch, this one. Basically is a watch that I like a lot. It is as a Japanese animation character. I'll describe this watch later in a different separate video, but basically it has a rotating bezel. It has the glowing hands, and then it has this gradient brown that has texture, brown interior. Basically it has an open case, and then the locking mechanism is that one is fabric. It's a very different locking mechanisms from the watches I have. I'll just show you. This has an open case back, and then it's an automatic. I just like the Seiko 5 because of the slight placement of the crown from the center. It just gives it character. Basically, this is what we had today as a tradition of this channel, to show you what we are wearing. So thank you for watching today's video. For the new subscribers, welcome to the channel. Of course, we mentioned we are doing a lot of movement in the short videos. We've recently also opened an Instagram page, Timed Up. We have a TikTok page that we'll put on the description of the video. So please also go there, look at what different things we are doing, support the channel, support us to grow for the bigger watch community. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.